Hi, my name is Talani Person, and on yesterday I made a visit on a radio show, and we were talking about being the person that you were created to be from the perspective of being made in God's image. And as we were going into the conversation, we went into faith and action and how there's a spiritual side to it and there is a natural side to being the person you were created to be in God's image. And there was a point in my life where I thought that if I did the natural side, I could still produce. But I didn't get the results that I wanted for my life, and it ended up with me being in a place of frustration. So I ask you this question, is there any part of your life where you feel frustrated and you want to seek changes for your life? And that's one part of life that can cause you to feel helpless. But the truth is there is hope, and the hope is that there is a desire in your heart that's hidden in your heart that you are able to live truly in the light of who God created you to be and his plans for your life. But the important thing that you have to remember, and we all have to remember, is that if we don't tap into the spiritual side, then it is of non effect. But it's all based on what we believe. And so you have to ask yourself, number one, do you believe that your life can change? And number two, ask yourself, are you really living what Jesus said as a believer that he chose and appointed you to produce a specific life? And really, this life is producing fruit that benefit you, that benefit others, and benefit his kingdom. And how do you really do that? It's through the desires of your heart. And the interesting thing about desire, when you say faith and action, there is a spiritual side to desire and there is a natural side to desire. And in order to live it from the spiritual side, and both the natural side, but I'm focusing in on the spiritual side. Why? Because God said, delight thyself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. And that's where God produced the desire. So it's important to know how to discover it and live it. So I ask you to think about what it is that you really want to desire in your life, or what do you want in your life? Do you want it or do you desire it? And that's really a big difference. If it's something that you want to write a book, you feel you're being spiritually led to write a book, to start a business, to start a nonprofit, to change in your careers, whatever it is, just write it down and look at it and ask yourself, do I desire this or do I want it? And then the next part is really asking yourself, have you really partnered with Jesus? Because he says that he is your friend, meaning he will show you what the Father has shown him. And that is all based on you agreeing with the word of God to make sure that you are producing the life that God planned for you. And then the third part is taking action, because when you identify that it is a desire, guess what? It influences your will to act. So those are the three things that I challenge you to think about. Number one, what it is that you really think you want to change in your life, and ask yourself, have you really partnered with Jesus to do it, to move forward with it? Number two, do you believe it? And number three, is this desire influencing you to move forward? And then the fourth part is really identifying what you need to do, the next step to move forward, to expand in it. And that is definitely investing in yourself, making time for yourself to do what it is that's in your heart that God is waiting to really to produce it in your life. So with that, I just leave you and encourage you to continue to own your truth and live your vision.